He has been the choir director at Scott County High School since 2022. Prior to that, he taught for 13 years at middle and high schools in Jefferson, Ohio, Henderson, and Boone counties. There are 92 students in his music program, up from 64 last year, in addition to the 80 students in his AP Music Theory and beginners and advanced piano classes. Scott County High School also offers, master singers, ladies ensemble, and chamber choir, which recently performed as guest artists on a concert with the University of Cincinnati College Conservatory of Music. His favorite part of the job is being a part of the long legacy of choral music in Georgetown. And, funny enough, his counterpart at Great Crossing High School is also a part of this legacy, first as a student and now as a teacher. Lauren Church is a Scott County High School graduate and is happy to be teaching at Great Crossing, where she has served for 2 years. She also has experience in Franklin and Anderson counties. There are 90 students in the choral program at Great Crossing High School and 70 in piano classes. The vast program of offerings at Great Crossing High School include general choir classes and numerous auditioned ensembles, including SATB, Ladies Ensemble, Master Singers, and Chamber Singers. Her favorite part of being a choral music director is inspiring students to push past their limits to create beauty that touches the lives of those around them. Tonight, we are honored that Mr. DeFerrero and Ms. Church are here with us, and we're also wanting to make sure that we are honoring those, through them, the hundreds of students that they serve each year on behalf of this grateful and appreciative community. They've worked closely together to produce the most exceptional concerts year after year, and through efforts like the Elementary Honor Choir, develop an appreciation for the arts early. I think it's safe to say nearly everyone here and a majority of the people in our community have seen their work and applauded the accomplishments of their talented students. After this year's outstanding holiday concert, it just seems fitting that we offer the two of them a slightly smaller stage where we can express our appreciation for the dedication that they bring to their students and their craft. Please join me in celebrating Miss Lauren Church and Mr. John DeFerrero.
Can you sing the national anthem for us now? Isn't that great?
Thank you.
Yay.
I also would like to mention, as I was opening up, Wendy Young is not going to be with us this evening. She is with her son, who is a senior in high school, and he is receiving an award from the University of Louisville. So she, of course, it's a very important endeavor for us. She won't be joining us this evening. So just to note.
Congratulations to her, right?
Yes,
Yep, and her son.
congratulations
Yep.
to her. Absolutely. Number 4 is agenda approval.
So, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Number 5, public comment. Mr. Davis. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good. Thank you for joining us.
Mr. Davis, push that little button right there to make the red
Yeah,
light
new
come on. There you
New
go.
mics. Oh,
Yes, sir. Yes.
So is it on? Okay. Yeah.
It is, yes,
Thanks.
sir.
Okay, good. That's nice. Anyway, the last time that I brought this up, I apparently went over my time limit. So, we just want to kind of give you an update of what's going on in our schools with our teachers and our SEA members. These are all the things when we send out our survey, we ask them. This year we started doing this where we ask them for shout outs and things that are positive, not just their concerns that we discussed with Mr. Parker. So these are just a couple of the things that we've saw from that survey. The Scott County work atmosphere is amazing. The work atmosphere this year has been truly outstanding. Shout out to Emily Adams, the music teacher and new SEA member at Southern. She recently held a concert for the community featuring 4th and 5th grade choir. The Singing Stallions is what they're called. They sang beautifully, and they continue to inspire the love for music and singing with her students. The classified staff, they wanted to talk about recognizing our incredible classified staff who work tirelessly behind the scenes at all of our schools. They wanted to, this person obviously works at Southern, and they were very fortunate, they said, to have a kindergarten aide named Sheena Barron and Sydney Anderson from FRC. They also wanted to recognize Carson Cash, who's a SPED aide. Says their hard work ensures that our students' needs are always met. There was a shout out to the Garth admin team, talking about how they do as far as building a fantastic school culture. The teachers are able to focus on teaching and planning, while the administration leads with the positively and always prioritizes what is best for our students. I personally have saw Mr. Stefanik teaching students on multiple occasions, and Mitchell's hard work is incredible, especially for her first year as a leader. Northern Elementary recently hosted a wonderful evening celebration to honor students who had received proficient and distinguished scores or showed growth in the KSA testing from last year. A huge thank you to Principal Laura Helsby, who did an amazing job organizing the event, from creating name tags to contacting families and managing all the details. It was a huge success and ability to be able to celebrate our children. Abby Schneider, Lemons Mill Assistant Principal. Abby deserves recognition for being so friendly and supportive to all her staff. The preschool Valentine's Day, they did that today, and it was a good joy to see all the excitement and all the little faces. They got, I imagine the candy helped too. I added that part. Mrs. Beckett is always, I always want to highlight Mrs. Beckett because she's always there and ready to listen to others and make everyone feel appreciated. Her thoughtful leadership is truly valuable. And of course, this last one I always thought I thought this would probably win the night. The calendar committee. So Brent can listen to this. At least but not last, a huge thank you to whoever serves on the calendar committee. A staff work day starting at 9 a.m. the day after the Super Bowl. Forget Josh Allen. The real MVP is the calendar committee. Yeah.
And Becky.
Our legislative engagement that's been going on, we took 7 members from SEA and also teamed up with the people that Mr. Parker had sent. We met with legislators Tony Hampton, Vanessa Grosso, and also senior advisor to the governor, Rocky Atkins. They were very supportive and listened to our concerns and also helped give us an idea of what we're fighting for. I think all of them are going to be great help to Scott County. Okay. And looking ahead, as we all know, till we get to the end of the year, it's going to be here quicker than we know it. Before we know it, spring break's going to happen, state testing, graduations. And just so you know, we always want to remind you that we're going to continue to advocate for the 5% raise I talked about last month. We hope that our relationships in Frankfort will help secure us in funding next year with the budget. While funding schools is never an easy task, we trust our board and our leadership to be the best stewards of those funds. Our focus remains on enhancing the work environment, retaining the best teachers, and recruiting the brightest talent to join us in Scott County, while providing the ultimate experience for every student. Thank you again for your time. I hope you enjoyed that much better than all the other stuff I have to do sometimes. So. And I kept under time too, by the way.
Oh,
There you go.
thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Number 6, consent agenda items A through G.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Number 7, student achievement report.
All right, and I will just let the board know we are, illness bug has been hitting everybody. Miss Emmons' OSL team has been hit pretty hard too, but fortunately, the 2 people that were on the hook to present today haven't been hit. So,
The survivors.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you all for having us. We did not plan to match. My name is Jennifer Tackett. I'm the Community and Business Liaison and the Driving Possibilities Project Manager for Scott County Schools. I'm excited to talk to you a little bit about Driving Possibilities tonight and one of the incredible programs that's come through this work. Driving Possibilities was a national initiative by Toyota that looked at innovative hands-on STEM programming, professional and leadership development, after-school programming, on-campus support, and basic and mobility needs. Those are the four main components set through the national initiative. But the work of Driving Possibilities is locally driven. So around 3 years ago, when this process started, Toyota brought these four components to focus groups and co-design teams that were comprised of community leaders, students, and teachers to look at those four main components and say, okay, where do we start? Our end goal is to make sure that students have access to quality, fun STEM programming. We want them to know about our incredible pathways and our CTE programs that we have in our school. And we also want to develop that linkage to our community to show them how awesome our community is. So through those co-design and co-design teams, they created three main focus areas. So the first one was career connections. And that looked at, again, those letting kids know about our career and technical pathways and programs, and also letting them know, connect the community to our schools. The other one was transportation. We know that through this program that if we want to help eliminate barriers to STEM, we have to start at the basic levels with transportation barriers. So that's where that mobility and basic needs really comes in. And then finally, our language barriers. Driving Possibilities is focused on the Georgetown Middle feeder pattern. So that is Great Crossings High School, Georgetown Middle School, Lemons Mill Elementary, Southern Elementary, and Garth Elementary. So with that feeder pattern, we saw that Toyota chose that particular feeder pattern to focus on with this phase of the initiative, this phase of the program. And so they looked at that and the language barriers. And we want to make sure we know that if parents don't understand what's happening in their students' lives, that the students won't thrive in the classroom. So we really wanted to help eliminate that barrier. So through that work in the language barriers, eliminating those language barriers, the focus groups determined to create a newcomer liaison position for the district. And so I'm incredibly honored to introduce you to Abby DeLoya. She's our newcomer liaison for Scott County Schools, and she's going to talk to you about an incredible program that's come through all this work.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Abby DeLoya, and I am the District EL Newcomer Liaison for Scott County Schools. And as Jennifer has mentioned, this role was created through Driving Possibilities. So my role, I act as a primary contact between students, parents, and the school community, ensuring open communication and directing families to the community and schools resources as they need. While these are my primary roles for my job, I also wanted to focus on ensuring that all students' families feel a sense of belonging. So that's when I came up with the idea of developing a program that would give parents a voice and a space to connect. So last summer, I met with a group of parents who were part of the CIPL program, which stands for Commonwealth Institute of Parent Leadership, and to discuss my ideas of starting a program directly for the EL parents. Parents were an instrumental shaping of the program to provide input on topics, share concerns, and improve, and ultimately approve of this initiative. So with that meeting, we were able to do a few topics that they were wanting to share: enrollment, school policies, learning opportunities, communication, resources, school safety, and adult education opportunities. With this feedback, we began to shape what is now known the ESL Academy. This program was created to connect families with community and school resources, ensure EL families fully understand the communication provided in English, fosters a supportive and exclusive community, amplify every family's voice, and empower parents to engage in their child's education. And I wanted to focus in three areas: connecting, supporting, and empowering families. And this program was designed for parents who may not be ready to take that leadership role, but still want to be active and engage in their child's education and the school community. These meetings are held at the public library there is always a meal provided. All ESL families are welcome to come. Information is given both in English and in Spanish. If they're not able to come in person, we always provide a Google Meet for them. We have an attendance of 40 to 70 participants, and that is because these meetings are not required, they're optional. Every month we have a different topic, so the parent is the one that chooses what topic they're interested in. And in January, SIP will join us to offer leadership meetings for Spanish-speaking families as they did last year. Starting in September, we provided families with information about school policies, forms that are needed when they are enrolled, attendance, health, and EHO information. Also, effective ways to communicate with their child's teachers by email, Class Dojo, or talking points. And we have FIS come to talk about the resources that they have. We concluded with a survey that gauge parents the interest in adult education and also parent-child time. And as you can see, these are the top interests for the adult education and parent-child time. So I had an estimate that we would have between 10 to 15 families for our program because it was an unfamiliar program and, it was just something new. But we had 26 families, about 70 participants that night. So it was something very amazing to see. Now, in October, we had Roseanne, who is a Scott County Public Library librarian, who spoke about how to obtain a library card and the services the library offers. She also gave a tour of the library to our families, and after the tour, I introduced families to Imagination Library, which it provides a free book for children under 5 who are signed up for this amazing program. We had 20 families, 55 participants. And following the survey that we did in the first meeting, we had a high interest in ESL and GED classes. So that's when I took the initiative to schedule a meeting with BCTC, and they held a meeting on October 23rd. These are a few notes that were taken that day, but there's a few of the points that I do want to highlight. So the classes are both available at the public library and the BCTC campus in Georgetown. The classes are free. The GED classes are available both in Spanish and in English, and we had about 14 students sign up that day, which they started class last week. Moving to November meeting, we connected families to community resources, and we invited Credit Union, Transform Scott County, Amen House, and BCTC. Credit Union, they provide information on how to open a bank account. This Transfer Scott County offered various communication support programs. The Main House provided essential food and assistance programs to support individuals and family facing hardship. And BCTC, they offered their free ESL and GED classes, created opportunities for adult learners to improve their language skills and their education. And to conclude the meeting, we gave them families the opportunity to visit every station to ask questions or to sign up for their services. We had 19 families, 50 participants. In our December meeting, we had Wendy Holbrook and 3 EL teachers, Elmo Campos, Dana Boggs, and Veronica Holt give information about access testing, which is an assessment which is administered to EL students to measure their English proficiency process. And following that, we had Hilda Campos, who is bilingual and currently serves as a registrar at GMS, and gave detail overview of SIPL and the purpose of the leadership parent meeting that started in January. We had 18 families, about 45 participants. In our past meeting, which was in January, we had learning opportunities and career pathways available in Scott County. We had our special guest, our superintendent, Billy Parker, address the Hispanic community, and then we had learning opportunities and career pathways, starting with Heather Brown, who provided insight of SCOLA, and Phoenix Rising Community explaining the application process, requirements, and the platform. Then Jennifer Tackett shared valuable information about CTE career pathways, both NECS, Great Crossing, and Scott County High School. And finally, John Knoll, and Angie Santana, an ECS student who spoke about ECS villages and the career pathways. that they offer in their school. Angie also encouraged parents to motivate their child to apply for ECS because she's currently the only Hispanic in her law and justice class. And then after we had simple follow afterwards. So for attendance this night, it was the highest that we've had with the other meetings. We had 28 families, over 70 participants that night. The following slides is a couple of pictures of the ECL Academy in action. You can see myself in the first meeting, and you can see the attendance, how much parents came that night. Then we have Roseanne in her second picture explaining services of what the library offers. Following, this was our November meeting when we invited our community partners, Credit Union, Amen House, Transfer Scott County, and BCTC. And then this was our last meeting with John Knoll, Angie Santana, and our superintendent, Billy Parker. Following are numbers of how representing the families and participants. The blue represents the number of families, the red, the number of participants. And then these are numbers for primary. As you can see, Creekside, Western, Creekside, Lemons Mill, and Southern are the top three schools. Secondary, we have GMS, Great Crossing, and Scott County Middle School with the highest participation. And then you can see here, it's all the schools put together. Creekside and GMS holds the most participation. And Mason and Stamping Ground have lower numbers due to the low numbers of EL students in those schools. So our next meeting will be this month, the 19th, which is next Wednesday. And we're gonna have Dwayne Allison talk about safety measures and emergency drills. And then we're also gonna have mental health resources both in school and then in the community. So I would like to extend the invitation if you guys would like to come see how these meetings are held. You guys are more than welcome to come. So now looking ahead, the ESL Academy will continue to grow and adapt to meet the needs of our families. My goal remains the same: to connect, support, and empower our ESL families so that they feel welcome and informed and engaged in children's education through collaboration with school, staff, community partners, leadership programs like SIPL, and we are building those bridges so that not only will help the parent navigate to the school system, but also create lasting relationships through families in the school community. And I've seen amazing participation, like you guys could tell in the pictures and the numbers. And I know that, and with the ongoing support, we're going to continue to expand our reach, addressing key concerns and ensuring that all families, regardless of the language barriers, feel valued and heard in Scott County schools. So thank you so much for your time and your support, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
That's a wonderful outreach.
Okay.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
And again, both individuals sitting here were provided through the Driving Possibilities Grant for Toyota that, and so in past meetings, I don't know, a while back, they were approved by you all, and it's just an opportunity for you to kind of see that grant and the impact that the people in those positions are making. Some of the things as we were going through this, I knew of some of it, but I didn't know the level of detail. And sometimes some people are like, I can't believe you wouldn't know every single little thing. But it's my belief that we are so large and we've got so many things going on that I can't. I have to have quality people around us. And this is just one of many examples of quality people that we have in our district that are given an opportunity to just use their gifts to make things happen that are great for our families. So thank you, ladies. It's been great, and it's awesome to see too, the participation for something that's not even a year old. So really excited to see where this might go.
Thank you so much.
That's wonderful.
It is. It's wonderful. Do the principals, or how do you communicate with the families to have them,
Participate.
yes, participate?
Okay.
Thank
Well, most of our families, they don't use emails. They have an email, but they don't know how to use it.
you. Sure.
So this is like more personal, background. My mom loves WhatsApp, and I learned that a lot of our families use the WhatsApp app, which is like a kind of like Facebook Messenger. So then I created groups of every school, and then I put the EL families of every school in individuals groups, and that's how I send out the messages.
And Miss Ratliff, so I went and spoke in January. Before I got off the stage, we were talking, and Abby was like, "Oh, they already know. Everybody already knows what you had to say tonight because they've put it on the app." So they are just. I mean, she didn't even have to do it because she was up there translating for me. But while she was translating, there were parents that were in the audience that were sending it out. That, hey, superintendent's here. Here's what he's talking about, and it was pretty interesting to see the. Yeah, it's just a text messaging platform. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Internationally, that's
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, that is a wonderful program. I know I went to the Driving Possibilities a couple years ago. Was it in the summer when it was initiated? And it sounded wonderful at the time, and it certainly is. So thank you
Yeah,
so
the
much.
kickoff press conference. I think you're talking about
Mhm.
maybe. Yes, yes, yes.
When the Toyota
Mhm,
president
mhm,
spoke,
mhm.
and someone, Lieutenant Governor was there. But
Mhm,
anyway,
mhm.
so thank you so much. That sounds wonderful. How lucky our children are.
Yeah.
Thank you. Number 9, approve 2025-2026 allocation guidelines.
Move to approve.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Number 9, approve to create 9 district-wide elementary school classified technology coordinator positions.
I so move.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Number 10, approve to create 1 classified district-wide school technology coordinator position.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Number 11, approve 2025-2026 Scott or SBDM Section 6 allocations.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Number 12, approve Option 9 agreement between Midway University and Scott County Board of Education.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Number 13, approve service agreement between Energy Tax Savers and Scott County Board of Education.
Move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Well, if I may,
If you'd like to, I was
if-
wondering
if
if
I
you
may,
you have some
so,
comments you'd
I-
like to make.
no, that's okay. That's okay. No, I don't think this would have. Yeah, this was just a nice little piece to share. So, Mr. Wells has been in communication with the group, and because initially we knew that there was an opportunity for us to capture back some savings. We were thinking 6 figures, but I'm led to believe that maybe it might be 7 figures that might be coming back on this. So, again, $17,400, I believe, is the total of this agreement that's going out. But when you're talking about the potential for some 7-figure savings, I mean, who can argue that? So, really excited and really appreciative to our team for the work they've put in to look into this. So,
I'm going to just jump right in. All in favor? I know, but I still needed to vote on it, right? Or did we finish the vote?
I thought
Okay,
y'all
I'm
had
sorry,
voted
I'm
on it.
sorry.
I
I
apologize.
knew that he
I
was in there.
should've-
He was trying to get my attention, so
We're
I was
having
thinking
fun.
we didn't
I
finish
should
it.
have. I should have.
I didn't
I
think we
should have jumped in
finished.
sooner. My
Yeah,
apologies,
yeah.
Madam Chair.
I was waiting to hear from you, so.
Sorry, I need to get myself together. That's inappropriate. I shouldn't have laughed.
No, I'm sorry. It's okay. Number 15, award request for proposal of drug testing services bid for 2025, 2026.
I so move.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion
I
carries.
think, did we do 14?
Gosh, Billy.
I know, my
Okay,
apologies.
sorry. I'm going to leave now.
No, don't. We need you.
Number 14, let's go backwards here. Number 14, award bid for bus driver and classified employee physicals and administration of the DOT Substitute Abuse Program for school year 2025-2026 to Bluegrass Business Health.
Move to approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. 15 we're good on. Number 16, award renewal of general school and instructional supply bid for fiscal year 2025, 2026.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Number 17, award depository bank proposal for the 2025-2026 school year to West Banco Bank.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Number 18, approve surplus items as submitted.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Number 19, financial statement.
I have prepared for you the January 2025 financial statement. Our beginning balance was $52.5 million. We had receipts of $11.1 million. We have expenses of $11.9 million. Our ending balance was $53.6 million. Of that, $7 million was left in investments for capital construction projects. That leaves our ending cash balance at $36,600,720.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gina.
Number 20, approve current bills.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Number 21, superintendent's report.
All right. So first, I would like to say, just when it comes to the allocation guidelines and the school technology coordinator positions, again, I appreciate your all's opportunity for us to shift those positions from the allocation guidelines as school positions to district-wide positions. So, for the audience, that way that there's no confusion. Those are not 9 net new positions. Those are 9 positions that previously were granted through the allocation guidelines that we're simply looking to have a little bit more of some cohesion, I guess, and efficiency through having them district-wide. I don't know if Maria's in here or not, but yeah, no, she's on the illness train as well, it looks like. Just wanted to throw that out there. That's very helpful for us and will help us be able to, again, utilize those people in a variety of different ways across the district. Standard 1, strategic leadership, we've had some meetings and some conversations around leadership and some of our middle schoolers, and I believe we've got a few of you maybe participating next week in some of this as we again, just look to just try and address issues across the district and continue to grow and change and provide an even more holistic experience for our community. Under Standard 2, instructional leadership, again, the conversations that we've had both with board members and within our core team and with principals around instructional coaches, and then the Biomed White Coat ceremony at ECS. ECS was awarded with recognition from the Project Lead the Way, their group, their national group, and they just really couldn't say enough positive things about the biomed pathway and what we are providing as far as opportunities for our students that are realistic and line up with what they are going to encounter in the real world. In several cases, they said what we are providing our students in high school outweigh what those students here go and experience when they go to college. So, not trying to necessarily raise the bar for our colleges, but we are trying to make sure that we do all we can here for our students. Under Standard 3, attended the Black History Month celebration at the Capitol Rotunda. They usually have multiple sessions. I think the second session, the week after, this past week, got canceled due to weather, but this was the kickoff celebration, and was able to go to that and got to see several folks that I saw last year at the event and that I'll see at the Capitol quite often. The next is Standard 4, Human Resources Leadership. Attended KASA's Personnel Essentials, and as did Crystal Horde. And that's a virtual presentation about just all things school human resources. Wayne Young, who Scott County resident, and their legal counsel there at KASA provides this training. He's provided it every year for as long as I know, and he provided it again, and it's always great to just get a little refresher this time of year as we're heading into allocation meeting time. Speaking of allocation meeting, Standard 7, we did complete our first allocation meeting with principals We've got the second one on the books, and we'll have that one around the last part of February. Standard 6, conversations with Georgetown Community Hospital around the school health clinic agreement. I talked to our board attorney yesterday on this topic, and so had some conversations with the hospital again today to try and help pick up the pace on getting that agreement to the finish line to be able to bring to you all. And then last but not least, influential leadership. I attended the House and Senate Education Committee meetings, and I ended up having something come up that I wasn't able to make one the other day, but Mr. Davis can attest. I did also find a way to work my way into that meeting by sending a member of the committee some information that they were able to use to guide some of their questions. So we're doing the best we can to be informed and involved and make sure that we stamp out ignorance along the way if we need to. So there we go. Good stuff. And that concludes my superintendent's report. That's right. That's right.
All right, thank you so much. Number 22, board comments. Eleanor, would you like to begin today?
Sure. Monthly, we receive, as a
Oh,
member of the
yeah.
board, it's called Kentucky School Advocate. And I like to, it's good reading material. So anyway, I was going through it.
Get ready to be good.
And, but anyway, I get so excited when I see in here somebody that I know. Well, this month we have our own Susan Duncan. And it just is not just a cute little picture. Susan,
The Corinda took, by the way, thank you.
Susan is, she was in there twice. That was just a quote from Susan. But she has been nominated, and I guess she will be sworn in during our meeting next week. So here she is. She will be Kentucky School Board Association on the board of directors from our own Scott County. So that is wonderful to have Scott County represented in so many ways. And I'm very proud of her. This is a quote from her, so typical. I spent my professional life as a teacher, administrator, and now school board member, Duncan said. I am devoted to Kentucky schools and want to be involved and supportive in the efforts of KSBA, Kentucky School Boards Association, to seek continuous improvement. So, Susan, congratulations.
Yay, Susan. I think a challenge coin is in order.
And we'll get to see her next week when she gets sworn in.
I don't know. Whatever it is.
Oh, it's going to be a big.
I think she gets to walk across the
think I
stage,
have
and we'll get to
Well,
hoot and
We can
holler.
cheer.
Yes, yes.
Anyway, congratulations.
Yeah, that's great. Awesome.
Susan, would you like to follow?
I don't really have anything except to say thank you, and I look forward to
Just a couple of quick things. Appreciate Mr. Davis's shout outs, and I have one too. I have a little shout out to Lemons Mill Elementary and Garth Elementary. I had mentioned at the last board meeting they were having an author illustrator come and present to their first grade students. They did a lot of work toward that, and I mentioned that they were looking, especially Garth, for some donations to help buy a book for each of their first graders, autographed by the author illustrator, to take home with them after the event. I'm sure there are students that have very few books in their home anyway. And Miss Payne, the librarian, did a fundraiser, and she invited me to the event, which was fabulous. And she told me that in the community, those of you I spoke to, and at my church, she got enough donations to give every child his or her own book and a small set for each classroom. So thanks to all who were involved in that. It was a very meaningful event to those students, I know. And then just quickly, having been a school technology coordinator for 30 years, I really appreciate this new restructuring that we're doing with our school technology coordinators. I think it's going to be very helpful for all of our schools. So thanks for that.
All right. Well, thank you. Well, number 23. I don't have anything to say this week. Other than we're getting ready to go to KSBA next week. We have to go we also do continuing education, so we'll be there all day Friday, all day Saturday, and be able to leave halfway through the day on Sunday. And we get to go hang out with about 890 of our best friends from across Kentucky. So
It's a good thing.
it's very interesting, and we learn all kinds of tidbits. So anyhow, that's about all I have to
Yeah.
say.
Good.
Yeah. All right, number 23.
I so move that we adjourn this meeting.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Meeting closed. Thank you.